twice. I think that's what she's trying to tell us. You might want to put the hat on. You might want to put the hat on because we're going to have about another 15 seconds to go. No, we need to have that hat on. So, hey, folks, welcome back to the Trailer Park Show. We are back in with a new season. Is it a new season already?
No, but it's coming up.
It's coming up to a new season. We'll leave that one alone. Go to thetrailerparkshow.com and you'll get all that information on there. It's a brand new show. We're glad to be here. We have a special guest, as you see on the top, I guess above me. But on the top corner, I think it would be the left-hand corner of your screen. We'll go ahead and introduce our guest here, Corey Watkins, in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and do some formal introductions here. Of course, you have opposite of me, you have James Stoll, Pokey Ritter. We have a couple of people, empty chairs over here. We're not doing They're on the way. We're not doing the Clint Eastwood situation. But of course, we have the lovely and ever talented Marilyn Jackson, and then there's me. Yes. So
no Gavino tonight.
No Gavino. He's out taking care of his immigration papers again. You know how it is. You got to pay those bills, and DACA just doesn't help. I'm telling you, just DACA doesn't help out with him right now. But it's okay. He's taking care of some personal stuff right now, and we wish him the very best, and with him and his family and all that stuff. So, Pokey, what do we have going on this week or last week?
Well, no show next week, and we are glad to have Corey in here. I don't know if y'all got to listen to the radio program, Michael Cargill, come and talk it, but he was on there too. As you know, there's big things going on at the Capitol, as there always is, but this is about the gun control issue. Open carry, or constitutional carry. Y'all have all heard about it, but now it looks, Dan Patrick says, well, maybe not constitutional carry. So we'll get into that. And let's introduce Corey in case y'all don't know who he is or heard him before. We'll just let him introduce.
Well, we'll just let everybody know, Corey made some big waves recently, not only with one of the senators from South Texas, but also just
that's
recently.
right, the guy didn't want him in his office.
He didn't like his foot in the door for some reason. He didn't like Corey's foot there.
Wow, Corey. You did make some waves.
Yes.
Is that good or bad?
A bunch of ripples.
and just some recent stuff that happened on Facebook with people taking some stuff. So
let's do it like we used to.
But yes, we have Corey Watkins here with us. So Corey, if possible, if you can give us a little bit of history about yourself, and because I'm pretty sure there's other people that may have not don't know who you are.
Well, I'm Corey Watkins, and I'm just an average guy, really. I've started getting involved probably about 5 years ago when I realized how far we've gotten away from liberty and freedom and what our founders intended. So I've started to kind of get involved, I guess I hate to say it, politically. Some people don't like that word, politically, but to me it's life, you know what I'm saying? They're controlling our life. So I decided to get involved in my own life and try to get some of the liberties and freedoms back that we're missing. So I'm involved in the open carry movement. I like doing police accountability, filming the cops, recording them. Have my own radio show every Friday night on We Resistors. And I'm down to get more liberty and freedom back. I'm kind of tired of being a slave to the corporate system.
Mm-hmm. Does he have that's your mic.
Cool.
Well, that's cool, Corey.
Okay.
That's the only way to do it. You have to get involved, don't you? When as citizens, we're concerned. Instead of us complaining, we need to get involved and know what's going on.
No worries.
Corey.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The pink hair is just absorbing him right now.
It's kind of one of the things that happens on the Trailer Park Show. A lot of we have guests that come in at any time during the program, and of course
we left our dogs this time though.
And it's because you left the dogs.
I've been telling Pokey not to talk to the dog, not to look at him as we leave the house.
Don't
start anything. He's the
right.
one that starts stuff. I left him on the couch underneath the blankie in his little spot on the couch, and he didn't move from there when I left the house. He's the one that roused him up.
Well, y'all just spoiled that dog.
He spoils that dog.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
Well, I'm glad the spoiled dog couldn't come over. So,
aside from the obvious.
Well,
let's introduce our guest.
Well, we have Justin Deloche, and I hope that I say that correct.
Yeah, that's good. How you guys doing?
Excellent. From Open Carry.
What's your group?
No, I'm with Lone Star Gun Rights.
Lone Star Gun Rights.
Gun Rights, and also 1/3 of the Come and Talk It radio show.
Yes, sir.
1/3.
That's correct.
Cool.
Yeah.
It is a great show. It's an hour and a half now.
Hour and a half.
Which is good because usually, like yesterday, it was such a good show. Yes, when you have a really good show, time goes fast.
Yes.
Yeah. Even the hour and a half seems
short.
I thought I recognized that voice. What's going on, Justin?
How you doing, Corey?
Doing well, brother. Always good to see you pushing the cause forward, man. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Any opportunity I get.
We were talking about how he makes such waves, but we'll skip on to that and think about the future waves he's going to make, you're going to make, we're all going to make.
Absolutely.
And I guess, so when do we start testifying? Or is it going to committee yet? I haven't kept up
well,
with it.
So where are we at? Well, where are we at with the whole thing?
well, here's what's going on.
They've been introduced, right?
Neither the constitutional carry bills, well, SB 342, which is the Senate version of the constitutional carry bill, went to committee, which is State Affairs. We've been asking for a public hearing on that bill. We didn't get one. But what they are giving us right now is a public hearing on SB 346, which has been changed to, I believe, SB 17 now. But it's a licensed open
Yes.
carry bill and a campus carry bill. So this Thursday at 9 a.m., we're going to be going up there and testifying on behalf of this. Now, there's three options when testifying. You can testify for, against, or on. We're urging people that if you do not support the bill as written, to testify as on, because if we go up there and there's either 500 fors or 500 against, we're hurting ourselves either way. Because if we got 500 against, they're going to claim that there wasn't enough support to get the bill passed.
Right.
If there's 500 for, they're going to give us this particular bill the way it is, which we do not want the way it is. But if we go up there and we vote for on and give an explanation of what it is we want, I'm going to suggest we remove the licensing requirements. Then we can actually make an impact.
So on the one that they're pushing in right now, that's strictly for campus carry or
Both,
all
both
of
the same day. We're going to have 2 minutes allotted to speak. I don't know if they're going to split the bills up, like in the first half of the evening will be the campus carry and the second half will be the SB 17. I'm not sure. They may lump them together, but usually when I go to Senate committee hearings like this, they usually break the bills up.
Okay. So I guess the goal that both of you guys are looking for is basically being able to carry without having to have a license stating that you
Like
have-
31 other states already do.
Correct. So
Yeah.
so basically it's without the whole licensing. And
Yes,
that's something I think
correct.
that Cargill mentioned last week on the show that they're looking for doing that they want to do. I guess say okay, you have open carry, but here's a license, and by the way, and you're good to go.
But the problem with that is it doesn't grant anybody any additional rights.
Yeah, correct. That's correct because it still keeps you on the same. So like even what happened is that if you have the license like with the concealed carry, you follow under
I
those
no
strict
longer have
rules.
to keep it concealed.
Well, you no longer have to keep it concealed, but you still follow under the same guidelines. Especially like for example, if you're driving, and either if you go out and have a couple drinks for business purposes or whatever, and they catch you or they stop you because your tail light's out, if they feel that you are under the influence, regardless of what happens, that they will
Take your license?
They'll go ahead and take your license, and they'll go ahead and arrest. They could arrest you for DWI.
Absolutely.
So
So, and if you have constitutional carry, then what happens? They can't
Well-
take your license, so
It would be treated the same way that rifles and shotguns are treated in Texas as we speak right now. As possessing it won't be a crime.
okay, and so right now the goal is to have everybody say yes, we support. However, we need or we like it, but we want we need
We're
something.
urging people choose that third option, which is on. Go up there and explain to them what you want changed.
Okay.
Because that way, when they're recording all this data, like I say, they're going to have so many yays, so many nays. The on basically tells them that no, we got to work on this bill.
Okay.
And I think they already know that because I can tell you right now, I know thousands upon thousands of phone calls have been made in support of SB 342, and I don't know where the huge push is for licensed open carry. There isn't one. You know what I'm saying? So I find it funny that they're being this reluctant to give us what we want.
So I guess here's a question for both of you. Do you guys think that maybe the politicians are trying, or I don't want to say politicians in general, but let's look at Dan Patrick. Is he the one that's trying to push this thing? Because correct me if I'm wrong in this part. He said no. He's like
campaigning.
vote for me because we're going to do this. We're going to go here, and then he turns on Abbott's back, and he says no, we're not going to do this. And then now he does an about face and says, okay, we want to do something, but he decides to go for a, I guess, stricter control. So is it him or is it other people at play?
They are trying to do the absolute bare minimum because that way
It's a test.
That way they've got something to run on the next election cycle.
Right.
They're trying to do the absolute least possible and still get away with calling themselves pro-gun.
Justin's absolutely right. What they're trying to do is give us the low-hanging fruit to satisfy our needs, tell us to go the hell away, and they'll try to get more next time. But we need to stay on this. I want to echo everything Justin said. We need to definitely get down there and testify on this bill and tell them we don't want licensed.
Because the absolute truth
They're
is
trying to give us the low-hanging fruit.
there is absolutely zero reason why we can't get constitutional carry this session.
Right.
There is absolutely no reason.
Well, yeah, there is a reason. It's politics.
It's them, yes.
It's politics
But
in play.
these same legislators will sit there and tell you, we don't think it's going to pass this time around. Meanwhile, they're the ones that have the voice of yes or no. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and we're not going to fall for that anymore. You know what I mean? It's the whole bait and switch thing that, you know, the Texas two-step they call it. You know, we're not gonna do that here any longer. We're gonna educate people on what's going on. We're gonna show people that, hey, we have the majority we need. We've got a constitutional carry is a legislative priority for the Republican Party, and the last time I checked, we've got a majority of Republicans in there.
Right.
So as far as I'm concerned, the debate has already been had in 2014. Now it's just time to do what the party wants.
Now, here's the $54,000 question. Do we have the right Republicans? The right Republicans there. You know, as we always talk about, there's always going to be that rhino. That's
No, we
Well,
don't have the right Republicans
here-
because if we did, we wouldn't have to be doing so much like we're doing now. You know, I mean, they would just follow the platform and the damn Constitution. Me and Justin wouldn't have to spend, you know, the majority of our free time trying to fight for rights that we should already have. This is ridiculous.
Absolutely. Here's another way you find out. Bring the bill to the floor for a vote. Let's find out. Let's find out what kind of Republicans we have.
Okay. No, I got to bring this up, and I apologize. I'm gonna or not challenge, but I'm gonna bring something up. Trust me, I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment. Pokey knows where I stand on the whole thing, and so does Cargill because I'm a customer of his. We keep on talking about the Constitution. Okay. Are we referring to the Texas Constitution or are we referring to the United States Constitution?
We can refer to both because it says the legislature has the power to regulate the wearing of arms with a view to prevent crime. Now, statistically, if we were to go to court on this, I don't think they'd have a case because deterring law-abiding citizens from carrying does nothing to deter crime.
Right.
And like I say, we've got 31 other states worth of data to go off. So I'd say the data more supports our case than it does their case.
Okay.
Does the city have the right to restrict the wearing of weapons?
No. We already have a preemption law which keeps them from doing that, even though I know that San Antonio has made some ordinances that haven't been challenged yet, and I know that we're in the middle of doing that.
Yeah, I thought they were challenging that one for that one gentleman. They got arrested.
Still in the middle of it.
Which caused the rally over at the Alamo.
I don't know if it was his particular case that's making it get challenged, but I know that there's somebody in our organization as well. One of our directors was arrested in San Antonio on Martin Luther King Day for carrying his black powder pistol. So, and I know he's going to be part of that case as well.
Wow.
Well, I want to ask a question regarding, so for the listeners that are here and for everyone that may not know everything, share with us about the plans regarding the open campus. Is it just for the teachers, is it for the students? Who is it for?
Well, the campus carry actually applies to people with CHL licenses, so it would basically be, it would essentially be students that already have these firearms, have already gone through the CHL course, et cetera, and already have their license to carry. And it's not like you're that particular thing, it's not like you're creating a whole bunch of new students that would be carrying. These students already carry, just not on that campus. It's not a matter of who's carrying, it's a matter of where they can carry.
I was just concerned because I thought, is this for the faculty? You know, and I can see it. The faculty, yeah, they would need to protect their classroom.
Here's one thing that people seem to not take into account. These are not children.
Exactly, but they're 18, 19, and 20. I mean, to a mama, you know.
I get it.
Them and some kids. And I'm like, do they need some guns on the campus? I mean, I'm just, from a mother's perspective, I'm really saying that because are these kids, you know, do they have enough everything about them, or are they just hot-headed? But then again, you have some older adults that are hot-headed, you know,
Well,
they want to reach for their
to answer your
penis.
question, it doesn't happen anywhere else. I don't know why it would happen on a college campus. I mean, these I don't even want to call them kids. These young
Well,
adults.
they're not the young adults.
These
They're-
young
well,
adults can,
well, no,
can
they're
they,
not-
they can
well,
already purchase firearms. There's nothing saying they can't have them except for they've got to be off school campus.
Right.
And like I say, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they already do have these firearms, and it's not happening as we speak. So I can't imagine why it would happen there.
Did you hear what the new chancellor had to say about it?
I'm sure he's not in support.
He's not a supporter of it,
Imagine that.
and he's looking at the kid factor. He's looking at the part that
He's
the
saying
problem
the
he's having.
kids' free speech are going to start arguing with each other, and
He's looking at the ones that are under 21, and of course currently, if it's only campus carry that gets passed, it's not going to be the 18 to 21 or 18 to 20, correct?
It's going to be the 21s.
It's going to be the ones that are about ready that are about ready to graduate, and those that are going to be the lifers,
Yes.
I guess. So, okay, so
one more
sir.
thing, if we could. I get a lot of trouble for this because I always favor, if you have to, grab the low-hanging fruit. And because it's politics, like you say, you've been in it 5 years, Corey. I've been here since, '93? And I see it as, even if you accept and just take the low-hanging fruit, you're moving the ball downfield. That's one thing y'all said on the radio yesterday about since CHL, we haven't really had a lot of forward movement. I say, yes, we have. We've come a long way since Ann Richards' day. The Castle Doctrine. Is that right, Castle Law? We can improve on that some more. There's lots of, now you can carry a gun anywhere in your car. You just can't get out and go in the store with it unless you have a license.
And here's another thing, though. I mean, it's still got to be concealed.
Well, the point I'm making is we've come a long way. It took 20 years, but these things.
Yes,
take a while.
but we have to stop settling for the small amounts. I mean, like last year when they should have already had open carry passed, they made a bill where if you accidentally show it, and that passed, and that was like our pro-gun bill. I mean, that's so pathetic
Well,
to think that. I mean,
was
that's
a
just so
movement down the
sad.
field.
That's sad.
It was a small little victory to take us further down the field. Because before
Yeah, but
that,
that's
if the
what they
shirt blew
want.
over,
That's what they want you to be satisfied with.
no,
I'm
I'm
not.
just saying we can go there now and we keep going.
Well, I think that we might be moving the ball down the field, but we're consistently letting them win the game.
Yes.
And the thing is, I'd rather lose a game or two, and then start getting on a winning streak, which is what we're trying to do. And
Just want
the
them
way
not to have the ball. We're moving the ball down the field.
I understand
We
that,
are having little
but
winnings, we
something has to change.
I'm scared of throwing the Hail Mary.
Well, there's
Might get intercepted.
we're not. I mean, we're not going to get anything less than what we already have.
Yes, we could get something more. We could get the licensed open carry.
That's something more. I'm saying we're not going to get any less than what we have right now. I mean, we're not going to go.
I don't know,
You know what I'm saying? We're not all of a sudden going to get an
I
anti-gun
see
bill
things
filed.
go
You know,
backwards on other issues.
it would be suicide in Texas, political suicide.
Yes,
Yes.
it would.
Yes.
So it's essentially it's going to be all or nothing every session.
Well,
This is
Well,
a
not-
game. They're testing right now to see how serious we are.
yes.
And we
It's
are.
all a test. Everything they're doing so far has been a test.
Absolutely, and we're not going to fall for it. And I think that part of this hearing is I think they're trying to give us enough rope to hang ourselves with the either
Let's make sure not to do that.
the either fors or against. We're not going to do that. We're going to vote for on. Neither. So that's what I think's going on there. I think that if we had 500 in support, they'd be like, oh, well, they overwhelmingly support this bill, and then they give it to us, and all of a sudden they call it a victory when it's not a victory. We just got to stop playing the games they want us to play.
Well, you got me worried about it. You say, I wouldn't call it victory, but I would say we're moving forward. We're getting more and more.
I'm telling you that if we hold the course and do what we're talking about, we're going to have a lot bigger victories a lot sooner.
Yes.
So if we do pass the open carry law, then,
Constitutional open carry.
okay, constitutional open carry. So all the signs that you see in different establishments that say no firearm unless you are, a policeman or whatever. So would you be able to walk in there?
Well,
with the open carry?
SB 342 actually addresses that. It makes it to where the signs now apply for open carry as well. So, and like I say, I don't even think we need to go down the road of having all these crazy signs and it's got to have, special lettering and stuff like that. I'm okay with them just posting whatever sign they want. If they don't want me there, I won't go in there.
Right.
Simple as that.
I like that idea.
I think that's how you addressed it.
Yeah, I don't want to spend my money in no place like that anyway.
If you don't want me there, I don't want to be there.
If you can't carry your weapon.
Absolutely.
How are the businesses? Have you had any? What type of support have you gotten from the businesses?
We've got a number of businesses that actually support what we're doing and support the movement for sure.
Right.
Same here. Same here.
You know, I've got mixed emotions.
Mhm.
I really do. And I understand that most people that already have a CHL, they go through classes, they go to, and all this good stuff, but I just have some mixed emotions regarding the open carry. I just feel like, it could be intimidation. Other people could be intimidated by it.
Like criminals?
Well, not them, because they already got their weapons.
Yeah, but
You know.
statistically, they won't attack somebody who's armed. It's somebody they know is armed. And the thing about being concealed is there's still a 50-50 chance that person's either carrying or not. They don't know. And they're willing to take that chance if there's a 50-50 chance. Now, you see me with a nice 1911 on my hip, and there's a 100% chance that I'm packing.
Yeah.
100. So the thing there is, to me, it's just easy math.
And I feel you. I want to be protected. I really do.
Absolutely.
I want to be protected in my home and, on my person too. I'm just concerned about others that may not use a calm head when it comes to something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then like I say though, statistically that just doesn't happen though. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people like to go to the what ifs and the feelings and stuff like that, but statistically none of that is happening. You know what I mean? It really
In
isn't.
Texas.
Period.
I
Across the
would like
United
to bring
States.
up two things from John Lott, we all know. I don't know if you know him or not.
Yep.
He wrote a book called More Guns, Less Crime. Now, she pointed out that bit about if you're going to be open to carry like that, it doesn't necessarily, it means the crime will change. Instead of pulling the gun and saying, get out of your car, he's just going to shoot you because he knows you got a gun.
Here's my argument.
As in Israel, they don't have a lot of gun crime there. They blow you up.
Well, part of the argument to that too is because I've heard that argument a million times about how you're going to make yourself the first target and that individual is going to shoot you for your gun,
I didn't say no
etc.
much the first target, but
Yeah.
their attack will be different.
Well,
Why say,
Let him finish.
give me your wallet?
who's
Okay,
who's to say they weren't going to shoot you anyways,
That's
Well, you
true.
got a point.
whether you got a gun or not?
You have a point.
If somebody's willing to commit murder, they're willing to commit murder regardless.
Well,
And I
hold on. His
Yes,
second
sir.
point
Okay.
that Dr. John, I particularly think of you.
Okay.
Because you know what he says the number one to deter the crime is?
What did he say?
A black woman with a gun.
Well, I can't
By the
say what I would want to
statistics-
say on the air, Pokey.
Well, no, he said by the statistics.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one deterrent.
A black woman with a gun.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna mess with them. You're not gonna mess with them.
Does he say that?
Was he still?
Have you read his book?
I've parts of it.
Oh, that's when he goes to particularly the high crime areas, which
Mm-hmm.
are predominantly African American. They say the number one thing that stops them there is a black woman with a gun.
I don't doubt it at all.
You can't mess with
Why am I thinking of Medea for some reason? I don't know why.
Because she'll be bragging. Medea will put some on your ass. That's it. No,
Yeah, well, I think that's part of it is
all caps.
they'll
Ass.
just, they won't hesitate.
Well, and
Ain't playing no games, huh?
They ain't playing no games.
and they have packed without a CHL.
Yeah. Which I think
But-
this should good. They should not require women. The sheriff should even give classes to women
Yeah.
for free.
So what is the education process that's being done right now?
Hold on, he was gonna say something here. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Gabriel. I'll come back to it.
Oh, okay.
I have
So
to
what?
figure out how to
So what's
word it.
being? I know that you guys are talking about. You guys are talking about the stuff, and you guys are. What? On the shows, on radio, and on TV, and all that stuff. What other things are being done to educate the
Yes,
public
what
and the
can
community? Are saying, hey, it's not going to be a bad thing. To be honest
The
with you.
Trailer Park Show.
Well, besides that, but I mean, what else is being? What else are you guys doing?
I don't think
to-
there's going to be much of a learning curve. I mean, if we get constitutional carry, it doesn't just apply to open carry. It's open carry and concealed carry. We're just getting rid of the licensing requirement because we're getting tired of having the elite class of citizens here that are allowed to have their little shiny license and carry, et cetera. Now we're trying to make it to where the majority of Texas can enjoy their rights and defend themselves. So I don't think you're going to have a huge number of people open carrying. Of course, people will. I will occasionally. I think it's actually during the right times, I think it's important to do it just for educational purposes to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's become so taboo to even see a gun these days, which I
That's
think
true.
is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it was it 30, 40 years ago, it wasn't no big deal.
Yeah, and
Everybody-
we're back to our pickup truck.
exactly, everybody had
Well,
one.
we're used to seeing that. Now, Corey, you talked about this movement that you're in. What could you do on these, in this area regarding educating the public? You know, could you?
Well, I think, to be honest, we've been hitting it right on the head from the beginning. You know, two or 3 years ago when we all started getting into this, the first thing we did was we got out into the streets and we talked to the people. And we started getting people educated, and we stuck to the facts, you know, and we were hammering so much education throughout the streets. We got people plugged in through our websites and our Facebook groups, whether it was our group or Lone Star Gun Rights or, you know, any of the other gun rights groups. It was just, I think people were hitting from all angles, and we needed that. We, you know, and when it's time to get going on legislation, I mean, we were all right on it. I think, man, this is one of the coolest movements I've ever been a part of as far as momentum, organization, and just being very effective, and a lot of passion in this movement. A lot of people don't understand how much passion there is. A lot of people who don't usually get politically involved are involved in this movement.
Okay.
And their passion, and you see the dedication and the time that people and the money that people are spending on getting more freedoms restored here in Texas. It's inspiring to me. You know, it keeps me going every day. I wake up, you know, I look at my kids and I'm just like, damn, they are going to be more free than I am, and I'm going to make damn sure of it.
Okay. Well, I think it's, now, I do have one question I want to ask. Without blame shifting anything on anyone. You know, we have so many people that come to this state on a weekly basis. Do you think that that so much has changed because we've got so many new, different people, diverse people coming into our state that, you know, that is causing this gun law to need to be changed? Or?
Well, there's a number of things. I certainly feel like there's been some agendas behind it. I mean, we haven't had open carry in Texas in 140 years, so it's not anything new here.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you're aware or not, but the original portion of that was part of the Jim Crow laws. They used it in order to keep freed slaves from carrying. So all we've been doing is basically toying with
Disarm the
that
slaves.
and amending that. But the thing is, 31 states in the U.S. already have unlicensed open carry. So I think that a lot of the people that are coming here are already coming from
Unlicensed
unlicensed.
open carry.
Unlicensed.
That's scary.
44, well, it's not. Statistically, it's not.
No?
No. When you look at the facts, it's not scary at all.
So it's like anybody can just carry it, you can just pack openly.
If
you
you're
don't have to
legally
get a
allowed,
license for
if
it.
you're legally allowed, I mean, if you're a felon, you're still not allowed to own a firearm.
You got a point.
So, I mean, we already have laws against murder, rape, robbery, and stuff like that. I mean, anything beyond that, I don't understand what the point is.
Our drug laws work well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like Texas is the first state to think of an idea to have open carry without a license. I think Justin has been trying to tell, you know, hey, this isn't new. I mean, don't worry about what the news is telling you and what you know the legislation is telling you about being safe and scary and you need these classes and all this stuff. It's happening in a bunch of other states, and nobody's, you know, there's not blood in the streets. Everything is fine. And actually, like Justin mentioned, there's where there's, you know, more people who are bearing arms openly, and there's less criminals, there's less crime. It's a better deterrent.
Kennesaw, Georgia, isn't that the place where they require you to have a gun?
Yeah.
Really?
Kennesaw, Georgia, that's a pretty big town.
There's a number of states right now that are pushing for constitutional carry too, though. No, we're not the only ones in the fight right now. I mean, there's like Idaho, Kansas, I think one of the Carolinas. Can you think of any more, Corey? I mean, there's several states right now that are pushing for constitutional carry.
I'm not sure he heard you.
Can you hear me, Corey?
What was that?
Can you name any of the other
sorry,
state,
must have
any,
cut
any,
out.
any of the other states that are pushing for constitutional carry? I know that Kansas, Idaho, I believe one of the Carolinas. There's several states that are pushing for it right now. Can you know any of the other ones?
Shoot, Idaho, Wyoming. I wouldn't know, brother, right off the top of my head. I'd have to look. I know there's so much stuff going on in Washington right now with one of their bills.
Washington State, yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I mean, it's all over. I mean, we were on my radio show. We interviewed some people from Michigan and Indiana who were having legislation introduced up there to have more gun freedoms. People don't understand what this. Not only here in Texas did we do something. The open carry movement, man. There was open carry people all over the place now trying to get things done in their state. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it absolutely. It kind of sparked a movement across the nation. Kind of. I mean, I know that we weren't the very first ones to start open carrying, but I certainly feel like we've had a huge impact on the rest of the states.
Yeah, Texas does it now. You got to understand that everything is bigger in Texas. We did it right.
Well, here's the big question. Here's the bigger question I have to ask, because you've been on TV, Corey, recently, and there's some stuff that I've
National
seen.
TV.
National TV. You made national news with some of the comments. I looked online, and I'm looking at the Texas Constitution. Treason is not listed on there for violating state law. And I went today just to confirm that part. And obviously, we're trying to look for constitutional carry, which is going to probably apply both for state and federal, in that process. And this is a big thing. So what are we doing? And for me, I always look at the other side from the last legislative session, when we had the whole Wendy Davis debacle, and we had all these people that were going hail Satan and allegedly carrying urine bombs out there and all that stuff. Okay, and we're looking at them. We're saying that's kind of nuts. Okay, how are we going to keep everybody to be level-headed and not say anything that's off base or maybe interpreted as being off base? Because I'm going to tell you this right now, Corey. I saw it, I read it, I listened to it, I transcribed some of the stuff that you said on a post, and it didn't necessarily concern me. I understood what you were getting at because I've seen some of your other videos. However, not everybody's like me. Calm, cool, and collected. And we've got those nutcases out there that are like, oh my God, he's trying to kill everybody. And you got these Democrats out there that are legislators.
Like the one you met.
Like the one you met. that are going to take that to the extreme. How are we going to make sure that we can keep the discussion focused and on point so that no one else can say anything against it?
Well, here's the thing: we're never going to be able to control everybody. Never.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to happen. But the thing that we can control is whether or not we're going to allow legislators to hide behind somebody else's actions, on whether or not they're going to support a bill. Mm-hmm. Because as far as I'm concerned, you either support the issue or you don't. I can't blame a Republican legislator for what a Democrat legislator does.
Right.
I don't expect them to do the same thing amongst citizens. So the thing we can do is hold their feet to the fire and say, no, this is not going to be an excuse. We're not going to allow you to use somebody else's actions or somebody else doing something that you don't approve of to be your cop-out to not support this bill.
Right, but then we have to also look at the court of public opinion.
Public opinion doesn't make public policy.
True. However, politicians follow public opinion.
It's a sway.
And it sways their look, and obviously in those type of situations, we would have a situation, or potentially. I don't know
Here's
it's
the
going to
thing.
be.
Politicians don't always follow public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They do when they're trying to push agendas. In our case, we don't have legislators that are necessarily trying to push agendas. They're just trying to not vote on this particular bill.
Right.
It's a different thing. They use the stuff like that to their advantage when, like I say, when they're trying to get like an anti-gun bill passed, et cetera, like the 2012 assault weapon ban scare, how they used Sandy Hook. They wrote on that thing's curtails to try to take our rights away. We don't have that same scenario going on here in Texas.
Right.
So,
which
like I
we
said,
don't. But we do have people out there that will listen to what we say, and will just run with it like you would not believe. I mean, we've had case proof positive that's happened here on the show even years before.
One of the things that I'm trying to do to reduce the feedback from legislators is, I'm sure you guys are aware that I've been dropping lots of petitions off at the Capitol. I mean, we've dropped off over 30,000 petitions so far. These are people in their districts.
Right.
These are their constituents that want constitutional carry. What's going to happen is the amount of petitions I drop off is eventually going to be such a big number that they're either going to support the bill or they're not going to get elected again.
Right.
That's going to end the debate.
That's a good thing to point out to them.
that's going to end the debate. Like I say, we're not necessarily there to negotiate. This is what we want, and this is the people that we represent that want it as well.
Okay.
So I'm trying to minimize the debate. And you either support the issue or you don't.
Right. My whole thing is I want these.
Justin
these to
did very good there, so I didn't even have to answer that question.
I want these to pass. Trust me, I want these to pass.
Mm-hmm.
But understanding how people get and people are when it comes to hearing stuff that are pro movement, those that are against, we've seen it time and time again on how crazy they get, and especially on this side of the aisle,
Okay.
when we don't have the support of other groups out there. And it's basically us versus the mass.
I've got good news.
Okay.
Wednesday night, we're going to be having a kind of a training workshop because I told you we have the hearing on Thursday.
Right.
We're going to be holding a workshop at Central Texas Gunworks at 7 p.m. starting, basically explaining people what it is we're doing there, how to testify, and we're going to be there on hand to help them come up with their own testimonies on the spot.
Okay.
So that's one of the things we're doing to try to be a more unified voice.
Understood. Cool.
Doesn't look like Cargill's gonna make it. He was stuck off in traffic pretty far. I know he's got a lot going on.
The traffic's crazy out
That
there
is,
right now.
he's done so much to open up and provide facilities for
Absolutely.
this kind of thing. And we do need to also plug his radio show. He's doing that. And of course, my favorite, next Saturday night.
Yep.
You gonna be there for that?
Guns and Giggles.
Guns and Giggles. It's a
I make it when I can. I've been to a few of them, but I tell you, those
I've
things
been to
are
one.
really
I've
funny.
never been to improv. Is that what that's called?
Yeah, I suppose so.
It was really good stuff.
Really
Is it a
funny.
man's night kind of thing?
No.
No, it's
there's
date night.
Mixed
and
crowd.
this is going to be a Valentine's Day. So
I see.
And I believe it's BYOB.
Yes.
no, yeah, it's a BYOB.
It's even better. It's even better. I'll take that one.
I think it's a very, very minimum. I don't think they even charged me last time, but you can
because
donate if
you're
you
old.
want to or
So
something.
it's
We
a
can go
senior,
there.
you got the senior citizen discount.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see the citizen. Damn.
Well, Corey, we're getting close to wrapping up on here. So what else is going on in your part of the world?
Let's go into hold on now.
Hold
Let's go into I told you about how it's two things. First, the snail mail. Mail a letter instead of emailing. It costs a little bit per stamp to do that. And I tell you how it's good to have some activity people can do when they're not at work. Saturday, that's 2 weeks away. The rally
Yes.
at the Capitol.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to have a flyer up on that before the show's over. But that's really a good thing. 9 a.m.
Yes.
And you're going to be down here for that, Corey? For that rally?
I may not be down there Saturday because obviously I live up here and I have to make sacrifices to come down. I've already made schedule to come down this Thursday and then the 16th and then the 20th again because we're sending a group of girls in the offices on Friday the 20th. I'm going to try to make the rally, but if I don't make the rally, I mean, the most important thing to me is hitting the offices. I'm going to do that 3 times and then I'm going to try to make that rally. I can't promise anything.
I know those are the bigger the crowd, the more impact it will have.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think maybe we should, after the rally or something, walk people through the hallways and get them used to going to their senators' offices and maybe slide some letters under their, asking for SB 342. I don't know. I mean, to me, I think, and I'm not trying to say a rally's not good because it is great, but I think we need to get everybody we can in those offices and into the offices.
They'll often have staff in there on Saturday.
Yeah, but you
Right.
can at least go in there and
Write a
maybe
letter.
slide some things under their door or tape some stuff onto their door.
Yeah, the idea is the thing about legislators are they've got so much stuff on their plate and the sessions are so short. We gotta make it to where every single day they're thinking about constitutional carry because
Yes.
it's so easy to get sidetracked inside that building there. Not to mention a lot of these legislators, they go off and they're doing their duties during the day without their staff there and stuff like that, and it's very easy to get into other issues. That's why it's very important that we're just hammering this issue home like every single day.
I've called them every single day, man. They know me by name. They know, well, okay, but you called yesterday. It's like, well, I'm calling tomorrow too because that's how bad I want it.
Yep, absolutely. And that's
They
what
all know you whether they like it or not, huh?
Well, that's
Yeah, you're damn right.
consistent.
and that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. They think you elect the right person, and then all of a sudden your life is just going to instantly be better, and that's not the case. I mean, if there's something, if there's
Gotta keep on 'em.
if there's a particular issue you want, you got to work for it. You got to follow it the entire way through. Corey knows this from going to the Republican Party as well. The same thing with passing resolutions in the Republican Party. If you want a resolution passed, you've got to follow it all the way to state convention. This is no different. You've got to follow it from the bill process all the way to the floor.
Right. Cool.
That was kind of a sore spot. I've been to 2 of the state conventions. I can't afford to go too much, but I know a lot of people will want to bail out when they don't get their way. I guess that's why I'm willing to, even if you just get the license carry for now, we'll move down the field. And I know at the last state convention was a lot of, well, I call it the Ron Paul coup attempt. Because there was a lot of pressure, and maybe they changed a rule or two, but don't give up and stay in the party and keep pushing. I got some trouble for that, for, terminology that way, but you know me, I'm always gonna.
Well, a lot of people don't seem to understand. I hear a lot of people blaming the Republican Party. I'll never vote Republican again,
Yeah.
this and that. I understand where that's coming from, but I will tell you that the Republican Party is nothing but a vehicle. And instead, we've got to be looking at individuals on an individual basis. We got to stop saying, oh, I'm not going to vote for Republican. No, we got to say we're not going to vote for this individual that does not support your issues. That's the
If
difference.
there's no other one, then you're gonna vote Libertarian. That's just like giving your vote to a Democrat.
Well,
He's
that's
not gonna support your issues.
That's fine. I'm not against doing that either, because I will tell you that part of the problem in Texas is Republicans win so easy that they don't feel inclined to do anything for you. So even if the Libertarian does not win and you're just building a little heat under their butt, that's fine.
Totally
Because
valid.
anything you can do to twist their arm to get them to come your direction, which, like I say, voting Libertarian does force them to come your way a little bit. So-
Toby Miller lost because the Libertarians ran a candidate and they voted for him, and so we got the cocaine constable in charge.
She lost because she
No.
didn't stand on principle, and
No,
people
no.
got sick of her shit, so they voted Libertarian. That's what
We gotta
happened.
watch the language there.
Now, Toby Miller was a local constable candidate here in Travis County. I always use his example because he lost for like 500 votes, and the Libertarian got like 700 votes. If the Libertarian hadn't been there, we'd have had a liberty-loving, pro-gun constable. Instead, we got the cocaine constable.
Hey, sometimes the Democrats will run as a Libertarian just to steal those votes.
I don't know.
And I can tell you that the next time around, the Republican Party is going to be willing to give them whatever they want.
Yep.
Well, let's hope so.
I mean, you got to draw a line somewhere.
If you're on the field of battle and you don't like the general, do you just get up and leave?
Yes.
You make it shot.
Okay.
Corey, you make it shot.
I'm
I
saying,
don't care. I'm an individual thinker. I'm not a follower. You know what I'm saying? I
fine.
mean, if I want something, I'm gonna get it. If somebody's ordering me around and I don't like it, well, I'm gonna leave.
but
you
we're
know?
we're in a big.
But then again, the individual candidates do not make up the Republican Party. I think that's the point I'm trying to get across. They are not
I
the party.
agree. I agree.
The point
They're
I'm trying to get
they're
across
candidates,
is
not the party.
just stick with it and keep working to get the better candidates.
But
Absolutely.
don't vote for candidates that suck,
Please read your new text.
because otherwise you're gonna get nothing but suck every single time.
That is true.
Well,
Yeah, they like to feed us the lesser of two evils. That way we keep taking evil. Well, we can't vote for the Democrats, so we're forced to vote for this piece of crap Republican. And you're getting
Copy on
the
lesser
same
two
thing.
evils.
It's an illusion of choice.
I guess when you get really principled, you're okay when a Republican loses that you don't support. I mean, like I say, because
but then if a Democrat wins, it's even worse.
maybe not, because I tell you, the next election cycle, I'm willing to bet that the Republican that runs in that area is now willing to give us everything we want.
Well, and the fact still remains.
Yep.
Is that even if your representative is a Democrat, you still need to stay on them because you represent.
Absolutely.
he represents you or she represents you, and you still need to let them know exactly what it is that you want.
Absolutely.
So what about mental health people that get a hold of guns?
Well, the mental health issue is kind of a touchy subject, and the reason is because it can be used for political gains. The same way the IRS has been targeting certain groups, et cetera. What if you've got a physician? What if you got a physician that doesn't support guns? All of a sudden, you're going to see them to determine whether or not you can have firearms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the problem with that is, it's got too much political backing
Well, and
behind it.
they'll use whoever they want, whoever they can to speak up on their behalf. But my thing still is that it's still true. You still got some you still got some crazy people that are not mentally challenged. At that
The only
moment,
the only thing to stop a crazy person with a gun is a sane person with a gun. You know, I mean, if this crazy person wants to go get a gun, he's gonna go get one anyways, or he's gonna use something else. So I think it's just, once again, we're using fear and safety to take away everybody's freedoms and their rights, and that's not good.
It's a false sense of security, I think is what
Yes.
he's saying.
Decades ago, a sheriff at the state capitol, one of our early
'Cause-
gun rallies.
Because at the end of the day, the only
One
one,
solution to bad people with guns is
the,
good people.
the only ones we're wrapping up in red tape is ourselves.
well, I've always said,
But the
whoever wants a
lawyers like it.
gun will get one.
Absolutely,
I mean, from the dope dealer to the pimp, if they want one, they don't get it,
absolutely.
whether it's legal or not. If they want a gun, they'll get one. And so, and you just gotta go to somebody and tell them, I need something. What you need?
Well, they're here and they're not going anywhere.
Hey, prohibition of alcohol didn't work. Prohibition of guns ain't gonna work. Prohibition of marijuana ain't working. I mean, criminals don't listen. You know what I'm saying?
True. So we got to take care of something with the missus. right?
Yeah, wrap it up real quick if you can, Corey. Take another minute to tell us about I guess you have been telling us
Where can we find you? Where can we find information about open carry, Tarrant County, and all the other stuff that you're doing?
Yeah, if you want to check me out on Facebook, Corey Kory Watkins, friend me. You know,
Put your name up there,
let's spread the message of freedom and move this cause forward. You can find Open Carry Tarrant County on Facebook or Twitter, and just get involved in the legislation process. Right now is the most important time. This is what we've been talking about in Texas for a couple years now. This is what it all comes down to. You know, people have been talking about, well, this ain't right. We don't like your way that you're doing it, this and that. Well, hey, here it is. Now's the time to support guns. Whether you supported open carrying with a rifle or not, here it is. Now we got to support the open carry bills. So let's all get together. Let's go down to Austin. Let's testify on these bills. And let's not ask for open carry without a license. Let's demand it. Let's demand those legislators give it to us, or it'll be their last time they've ever legislated in Texas. Get them out.
I will admit, we've been pushing for this 20 years, and we just always settle for something a little less.
It's time to change things up. Not to mention,
I'm tired, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Well, when
Yeah.
the people
Nice.
should have the voice.
You're damn right.
You know,
Well, like last session, we had a majority, and we blew it 2 sessions ago.
well, again, Pokey, I know for a fact that thousands upon thousands of phone calls have been made to Dan Patrick's office and to the State Affairs Committee. Why are we all of a sudden fixing to have a hearing on licensed open carry when none of those phone calls were for licensed open carry? Just goes to
They're
show
playing some
it,
kind of politics.
which they have been for as long
You
as
think maybe
for as long as politics has been
real
around in
politicians
Texas.
are scared of the people having guns?
I just think they want another issue to run on next session is what I think is going on.
Well,
that-
They want
that is something
to
wrong
keep
session.
they want to keep giving us crumbs.
You know, I really think about the
we
people that are
appreciate you,
inside
Corey, and
Texas
there's a lot of good pictures on his
that need
Facebook page, too.
weapons, you know, and establishments where they go, you know, the border towns is what I'm saying, you know.
Well, the funny thing is, you'd be surprised. Those are typically Democratic areas as well,
Yeah.
anti-gun, which is amazes me because I tell you right now, I wouldn't want to be out there without arms. You know.
No.
All right, we just say goodbye to Corey here.
Bye, Corey.
All right,
Thank
Corey,
you.
thanks
Later,
for
brother.
coming on the
Some
show.
pictures and stuff.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys having me on. Y'all keep kicking butt. Justin, keep inspiring people. I love it, brother. Keep it up.
Take care, Corey.
We'll
Appreciate
let you
it.
know when we get it up on YouTube and all that.
All right, brother. Thank you so much again.
Thank you,
All right,
too, sir.
take care.
I did want to plug some of this rally. I think is really big. I know that a lot of people may not think rallies do that well, but I know it makes people feel good to think they're out there doing something when they can't come to the, when they have to work
I like
55
I
hours a week.
like to use rallies to identify people who are ready to get to work. I mean, and that's the one thing that we've really
Good place
done
to
is
recruit.
that's what we've really done is found people that are active and want to get active. They're not being pointed in the right directions. And I think that's one thing that our
There's a
group
lot
has
of people
done.
that don't know how to. I used to tell a story about when I first started going to the Capitol back in 92, 93,
Mm-hmm.
about the slightest idea what I was doing.
But you want to be heard, so.
Well-
You know, let me get involved some kind of way, or even if you just want to go
I
see
tell you
what's
what,
going on.
back then there wasn't so many people involved, and clearly remember I walked in that hearing committee room, and everybody stopped and looked at me. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? And I went down there and sat down, and they looked back, and then they keep talking, and then I'd act like I'm writing something. Then they go up. I was like, oh shit, nobody sees it. I'm just doodling here.
Yeah, you want to be BS like they were.
Well, I know that the more people they see in the crowd, whether it's at a court case or at one of these committee hearings, when they look out there and see that place is full, it does make a difference. Even if you don't know what you're doing. You're out there, they don't know that.
Absolutely.
They just see there's somebody out there paying attention, and it does make them act different when you look at.
We're a fairly new organization, but I'm glad to say that, you know, the group I have around me, I mean, we're all very determined. We're all very focused, and I'm glad that we're all kind of. I feel like I've got a good group of people around me.
Paul Belty, the Peaceable Texans, and this is way back. That is good. Put that flyer up there, Mo. What else was I going to show?
Well,
Dan?
they're closing up the stuff right now.
Oh,
We had to shut down systems, so.
it's. I hope we can get a good. I know the bigger crowd they see does make a difference.
Well, we'll
Absolutely.
be posting more on the Trailer Park Show Facebook page about the events, and then also we have we're just looking right now. The
I'm gonna
Statesman
have a booth out there. I don't know if I'm gonna be speaking there or not, because like I say, it's not really. I'm more worried about getting petition signatures and stuff like that, and I'm more worried about making sure people's voices are heard inside the building as opposed to out. You
and that'll
know?
be the 21st, then, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. We'll be there Friday and Saturday. We'll have the Lone Star Gun Rights booth will be set up outside of the Capitol on the south gate, and we'll have some products there for sale, which obviously helps us pay for paper and ink and stuff like that. Because I tell you, I mean, we've spent thousands of dollars so far this
I can
session
imagine.
on stuff. So
I can imagine, yeah.
All them 30,000
Yeah.
petitions, yeah.
yeah, it's
Well, Southgate's probably as far as I'll make it.
yeah. Well, we'll be there then. You'll be hanging out with us then.
Yeah, I'll be sitting around there somewhere. It takes I don't walk too far anymore.
Yeah, we'll have petitions set up there to where people, if they haven't signed it already online, they can sign it there, and we'll get it to them the next round.
That's good. It's yeah, I'm getting in that argument so many times about why settle for the lesser of two evils. Well, because you're going to get evil. Like I pointed out about with the CHL law with Ann Richards, with the Democrats, you couldn't enjoy your Constitution.
I think we can bear it for one session though to get what we want the next session.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to make. The thing is, they're playing a game of chicken. Let's not fall for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on here. And like I say, when you were talking about either a Democrat or a Republican or a Libertarian, you know, voting for the Libertarian inevitably probably makes it to where you get the Democrat. But
Yeah.
we can bear it for one session. It ain't gonna always be like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because they get in that one time, I'll tell you what's gonna happen. The Republican that lost is gonna do a 180, and they're gonna give us everything we want. No more being establishment.
Just don't vote in Dan Patrick again.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what he ran. That's what he ran on, and he's already not. They all told us we're going to get what we want.
Well, it's kind of funny that he came out stating there wasn't support for it, and I know that the Friday
Like
out
to sell people.
the same Friday, I think he reported this like on a Monday or a Tuesday. That Friday, I know that Texas Gun Rights dropped off 30,000 petitions in his office, and I know the following Monday I went there with another 15,000 to drop off on his doorstep there.
That's
And
a lot of petitions.
yeah, and it was later on that afternoon that he actually put it in the State Affairs Committee.
Right.
But I'm actually kind of disappointed that we're going through this license carry, I'll call it BS, versus giving us our constitutional carry hearing.
Right.
You know,
Probably
and it
because
just
he
shows
knows-
me that they're continuing to play games, and we just got to not play the same game. You know.
Probably he knows people like me will settle for that instead.
Well, I'm gonna have to ask you to stay home, sir.
You can't
See,
drive
now
that
we're
man.
interfering in people being involved.
You know, I really hate it when politics get in the way of the people's rights and of what the people want.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm really thinking that it's something that they're bordering with, you know, to get past that they need. And so it's like, if you don't pass that, then we'll pass this one up. It's just so
There's no
much.
doubt in my mind that there's probably not some other deals going on behind doors like, oh, how bad do you want this?
Yes, yes.
Well, this is how bad
That's
I want
true.
that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
mean,
I'm sure there's a
because
lot of that going on. And like
It's
I say,
a lot of quid pro quo. I mean,
it's really up to us though to not allow that to happen. And the way we do that is by getting upset with them. showing them our displeasure with what they're doing. I mean, literally, because they don't
Calling every day like Corey did.
they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And the way they make it stop is do the right thing. You know what I mean? That's the way politics used to
Well,
work.
and do what
People
you
used to
said
get
you were
involved.
going to do.
Absolutely.
You know, you stood on those same principles and values that we were asking and looking for, and we voted you in. Do the right thing.
Yeah. Now you want to give us a quarter of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So what do we have going on for Come and Talk It this Sunday?
Oh, I don't know what we got going on the show this Sunday. To be honest with you, I don't know. I know that who do we have on this Sunday?
Where are you, Michael?
Yeah, he called. He's in
Well,
traffic.
he's got some stuff.
Yeah, I don't
going
know.
on, so-
I'm more into
We
Guns
usually
and Giggles
we
Saturday.
usually make phone calls during the week, getting different guests on and stuff like that. So we got the week to decide what we're going to do on Sunday. That's
Cool.
basically usually.
And of course, we do want to talk
There you
about
go.
we do
Guns
want to
and
talk
Giggles,
about
right
the
there.
upcoming Guns and Giggles Valentine's
yeah, maybe a
comedy
year ago.
extravaganza. We're going to be going.
That is the date, though.
And it's going to be a well. You're going to be with your
Sister-in-law,
sister-in-law. I'll be with my girlfriend. What's funny is that this is like the first year officially we're going to be celebrating Valentine's together. And so I go, I know the perfect way we can celebrate Valentine's.
goodness.
And she says, how's that? And I go, at a gun shop.
So you said Guns N' Roses.
No, I said Guns and Giggles. She met the comedians. Some of the comedians are going to be there.
Just got some other, yeah.
And so she met them here during Christmas time, and we had been talking about wanting to go. And the last one they did, we weren't able to go. This time, I'm like, perfect Valentine's Day, gift.
It's a great place for a date.
Yeah, it's a great
It's-
place for a date.
it's very funny, too. Very
And hopefully if everything goes well, which it better. Just telling you, okay, it better. Of course, she's probably pointing at me on
You
the
say,
TV show right
pretty
now.
please
She's-
with sugar on top.
Exactly.
Good girl.
As we talk about, as we get older, and she says, "Well, if anybody asks, so what was your first Valentine's Day, dinner, or what did you
good
do for
story.
Valentine's Day?" I took her to a gun shop. It's perfect. It's
you
perfect.
go.
It's different.
It's love right there. Well, how can you say love? How can you not say love by saying, I went to a gun shop? It's beautiful.
No show next week, and we're going to start giving the girls one show a month.
Woohoo! Girls just want to have fun, huh? It's a good,
Yeah.
I love that.
No better place
I
than the
love that.
trailer
We're gonna
park,
have girls
too.
just want to have fun once a month.
Yes, yes, yes.
That doesn't necessarily mean bad thing, but it's good. Especially when you say it that way, having girls just want to have fun once a month. But anyway, we'll leave that one
In a secure
in a
environment.
secure environment where everything's all nice and
Because we
pretty.
can't pack up in here, can we?
Oh no, no, there is no open carry here, and there's none of that stuff.
Oh, pokey packing.
No, he's not doing that. It's not bad.
Oxygen.
There's no oxygen, yeah, oxygen.
Well, Justin, we appreciate you coming in and setting us
Thank you.
straight on a lot of stuff. And
we got a minute
I hope
And bring out the message.
answered all your questions.
Oh, yeah,
or-
definitely.
all
You're
right.
doing great.
Okay, thank
Definitely.
you.
I'm just of those mindsets where straight and narrow, you win the course, and
This is your second time
All
here on the
that
show,
stuff.
too, isn't it?
third.
Third.
Third?
Yeah, what's wrong with
Reach
you?
out there again, then.
Let me know. I'll come on.
Probably after, I don't know, we got 30 seconds left.
Well, I gotta just get me a handgun so I can deter some criminals.
There you go.
I'm not kidding you. That's what it says in that book.
Stay tuned
And
to
he's,
El Concilio de East Austin. The Facebook page. We got some big stuff coming up. Education-wise, we got something that we're going to be trying to promote with the Chamber of Commerce and the Fear of the People. So just
10-4.
stay tuned on that part.
All right, anyway, till 2 weeks away, folks, or we'll see you at Guns and Giggles, and we'll see you at the State Capitol next Saturday. I mean, 2 Saturdays. Anyway, bye-bye, folks.
And happy President's Day.
Nice.